Welcome to Brutally Honest Talk Radio. This is Elmo the Conservative, and this is the most fun that you'll probably have on a political podcast this week. Welcome all the new subscribers. We got over 200 videos for you to check out on the channel. Welcome. Thank you. I do not take you for granted. I know that there's been an increase of about 1,000 new subscribers within the last week. Thank you. And check us out not only on YouTube, YouTube, if you like the way that me and Inger look and you want to watch video, but then we're also on Amazon, Spotify, and iTunes if you just want to listen to us while you're going about your day and doing what you're doing. And also for you YouTube subscribers, click that notification bell. It'll, put us on that list when something new appears. Because we don't want you to just be subscribed. We want you to be aware when something new comes out. So here we go. I'm going to talk about something that I don't think that we've solely addressed on the show before, and it is the claim or the accusation that Donald Trump is racist. Some have talked about this, but I had put my 2 cents in, and this is utterly ridiculous. So I'm 55 years old, and people that are my age or older have been seeing a man they call Donald Trump in the spotlight and in the media for the last 30 plus years. Nobody ever saw anything that he did or said that was questionable. But when he announced that he was running for prez, then you start messing with people's money and power. And so now some people, I'm not calling any names, but some people want to lie. So he has a long history, a long background. So let's kind of go in order, and that'll help this to go better and make more sense of it. So first I'll start by saying that he did business with, hung out with, and stood up for or stuck his neck out for Black people decades before he ran for president and then became president. So an example of doing business with is Jesse Jackson. He did business with him, and he talked about this openly. I believe Jesse Jackson was in front of him in the audience. And in a room, some kind of conference room in New York, he's talking about how he and Jackson are negotiating office space in a building that Trump owned. And so Trump is a real estate mogul. That's one of the things that he does. So he was going to rent out space to Jesse Jackson for, whatever it was, like 800 square foot office, and rent it out at $5, $10 a square foot, whatever. And so how basically Jesse Jackson negotiated with him and got Trump to keep bringing the price down and bringing it down. And then eventually they solidified a deal where Trump rented Jesse this office space for free. Jesse Jackson is an example of one of the people that Trump did business with, a Black person that he did business with, and he had a lot of friends who were Black. So one of the things that Trump has or own is the MGM Grand. At the MGM Grand, there were a lot of boxing matches that were there in the 90s, promoted by Don King, and several fights with Mike Tyson. So at this point, I want to say this, because they knew each other anyway. They worked in the same place, many times, done business together. So I just want to say, Mike Tyson, he got convicted of rape. It was like date rape, a woman who he was on a date with, and she agreed to go to a hotel room with him. And then after they had sex, she said that he forced himself on her, and she didn't want to do anything, so she had sex with him against her will. So not Trump, Tyson, he did time in prison, like a year or maybe 2. Donald Trump is the only famous white man who I saw say this is wrong. He should not have been convicted of rape. And we're talking about the 90s. He's just a businessman. He's not in politics at all. But even if he was or not, it's kind of taking a big risk to say that. It's taking a risk to say that someone has been convicted of rape. Like, why would you stick your neck out? And Trump he's an honest guy. He's always been honest. So that's an example of standing up for somebody that's black. Now I don't look for him to do that. I'm not expecting special privilege from white people. I'm just saying it because it happened for those who may believe that he is racist, because racist people don't do that. President Trump made permanent a commitment of $255 million in annual funding for historically black colleges and universities, and he increased funding for the federal Pell Grant program by signing the Future Act. And yeah, that's all I'll read of that. Now there's a whole article. So, he gave a lot of his own money. He also bailed out some black people that were in prison when he was president, and not because they're black. He looked at a list of people that were not necessarily wrongly convicted, but that the sentence was too harsh. Like there was a woman in Tennessee who was dealing heroin, and they gave her over 30 years, and she had already done close to 10 by the time Trump pardoned her. She didn't kill anybody. She sold illegal drugs, but 30 years. So he did that a lot. Stick around. Last thing I'm going to mention is the fact that Trump had a black girlfriend about 25 years ago. No one ever said he was racist until he announced he was running for president, and the left-wing media and Democrats used him saying that he wanted to build a wall as an opportunity to lie and try to say he wanted to keep Mexicans out. Both groups say he's against immigration instead of saying that he is against illegal immigration. See how you can just variate something a little bit? You could change something very slightly by removing a word, by them removing illegal immigration, just saying he's against immigration, which is a lie. He never said that. Every normal person wants to protect their border. And I think Trump feels the same way that I do, is that everybody that wants to come to America should be able to come here, get in line, come through the front door at the immigration office and follow the proper channels, the proper procedures. But it's wrong to sneak into a country. Okay. All right. And so the last thing I'll leave y'all with, as I mentioned before, he dated a black woman. Her name was Kara Young, and this was in the 1990s. Kara Young, a model at a Donald Trump film screening in Manhattan in 1998. They dated for 2 years. All right. Kara Young, a model, dated Trump before he married another model named Melania Noss, remembers clearly bringing up her race with the real estate tycoon early in their relationship, as with so many issues, he steered the conversation to celebrity. I didn't hide my race from Donald Trump. He knew, Ms. Young said in a rare interview. He would say, "You're like Derek Jeter," and I would say, "Exactly." So ridiculous. A man is going to spend his money on a woman that ain't even his wife and make several public appearances, and it's like, what would his white supremacist friends say if they knew that? They'll kick him out of whatever clubs they're supposed to be, or the people that he's supposed to be fighting for and supporting that are racist. So, hey, that's it. Accusing someone of being racist is a terrible thing to accuse someone of. And whenever you hear that, look into it and find out what's going on. Hey, this is Brutally Honest Talk Radio.